Hi, this is Arnold Subastil, a web developer and part-time programming instructor. On the second part of the series, we will show further examples on how to use OOP using PHP. I will talk in Tagalog from time to time para mas madaling maintindihan ng mga estudyante natin dito sa Pilipinas. Let's begin. Object-oriented programming, idea, and example codes. So, object-oriented programming has all these concepts like polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, objects, encapsulation, and class. Ngayon, i-discuss natin kung yung mga examples nitong mga nasa circle natin, yung umiikot sa OOP, para masabi natin na yung program natin ay object-oriented. First of all is class na napag-usapan na natin sa previous video. So, to show you an example of a class is this one. All these codes, ilalagay ko sa description down below yung link para ma-download nyo yung mga files natin. Ginawa ko na siyang isang buong tutorial sa mga examples natin dito. Pwede nyo siyang i-open na isang buong files about OOP tutorial. Ilalagay ko yung link kung saan nyo siya mada-download. Yung GitHub, kung saan nyo siya pwedeng makita yung actual code, ay mahirap nang gawin ng actual yung code kasi medyo mahaba. So, pwede nyo nang pag-aralan yung code, i-download. For now, on this video, i-discuss lang natin yung content ng mga files. So, for the class example, we have this two files, the index and then the mammal.php. Napag-aralan na natin na pwedeng i-require yung isang file sa isang file, main file natin para makuha natin yung content ng code nila. So, on this example, what we did is we required the mammal.php so that it became the extension file of the index.php, the mammal.php. So, the mammal.php has a class which is mammal, and we have different variables on this: public number of feet, public mammal type, public habitat. These are all examples of the variables on property variables of the class. Public food, and we have the functions which are public function get habitat. It has no parameters. All of this, like public function get food, return this food. We already discussed the term this, which means the class on this function where it belongs, the current class where it belongs, which means this refers to this. The term this, the $sign this, refers to this one, and then the variable is the habitat. This is the mammal class na nirequire natin dito sa mammal sa index.php. So, ito yung function natin, ay function object rather, $sign mammal is equals to new mammal. Kung mapapansin nyo tong na-call siya as function, mamaya i-discuss natin yung about sa constructor. Pero same lang siya, new mammal, meaning yung class pinapa-inherit natin sa object mammal. So that's why the mammal can have an arrow, mammal type. Ibig sabihin, dahil naka-public si mammal type, na-access siya ni object, and then access siya, nalagyan siya ng value. Kaya natin na-echo si mammal get type. To follow through, mammal type is equals to mammal, object mammal, arrow mammal type, which is yung na-inherit niyang mammal type dito sa class na mammal, kasi dineclare natin siya as yung class na mammal, is equals to carnivore. So, nabigyan natin siya ng value. Ito, si mammal type. Ito. Then, after natin siyang mabigyan ng value, in-echo natin yung mammal get type. Bakit? Itong mammal get type kasi is nire-return niya yung mammal type, which is kung ano man yung value ni mammal type dito, nakuha ni get type. So, kaya natin siya pwedeng ma-echo. So, to show you the examples of this, ay nandito sa OOP tutorial ko. Pwede nating i-click yung class. Dito siya nakasave sa class natin. Ito ay nakasave dito sa class folder. So, para makita natin yung example niya dito, click natin to. So, na-echo niya yung carnivore na term kasi yun yung in-echo natin na mammal type, yung carnivore. So, that's one example of the class. Next, static. Kapag nakakita kayo ng static type ng function or ng variable, meaning hindi na natin kailangan ng object para tawagin yung variable na yun sa class. Kailangan na lang nating tawagin yung class, then double colon, then yung static variable or static property na yun. So, to show you an example, so sa example natin ito na index, so dito sa class foobar, we have the class and sabi natin public siya, and then sinabi rin natin na static siya, then function foo. It is a function, and then ang ginagawa niya lang is echo foobar. Kung mapapansin nyo, hindi na tayo nag-declare ng object dito. Ang ginawa na lang natin, na-require natin si foobar.php, then in-echo natin yung foobar, which is yung class name, then double colon foo. Tinawag agad natin si function na to. Hindi natin kailangan ng object na i-declare sa class kasi naka-static na si function. So, tawagin na lang natin si class name, double colon, then yung static na function. To show you an example that it is working, is that pumunta tayo dito sa sample ko ng static. So, na-echo talaga si foobar dito sa example natin sa static. This one. Next, access modifiers. Dito na natin na-explain yung tatlo nitong type, like yung public, private, and protected. And what are all the differences? Example using the public. So, meron tayong tatlong files. Meron tayong index, which is ito yung nagra-run. Meron tayong lion na class, para lang mapakita natin. In-extend nyo si mammal para mapakita natin yung inheritance sa parent class to child class. Tapos, siya yung tatawagin natin. Then, we have the mammal class, which is the same from the previous class of examples. So, what we did is sa index is we require mammal, ito, and we also require lion.php, this one. Now, we can declare an object, $lion is equals to new lion, which is this one. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala siyang laman. But, dahil in-extends niya si mammal, na-inherit niya lahat ng content nito. Included, lahat to public, function, and then the variables. So, kapag sinabi nating lion is new lion, na-access ni lion si mammal type kahit nandito siya kay mammal. Kasi, again, si lion ay object ni lion class, which is ito, na walang laman. But, may na-inherit siya kay mammal, which is ito. Kaya, si lion dito ay kayang ma-access si mammal type kahit way nandito pa siya. Yan yung inheritance. And what we did is give a value, carnivore, a string value to mammal type kasi naka-public siya. So, yun yung example kapag naka-public yung mammal type, pwede siyang ma-access kahit way dito sa object, kahit kumbaga tatlong layer na yung tinalon niya. So, pwede pa siyang ma-access, pwede siyang malagyan ng value. And then, pag in-echo natin yung lion get type, same dito, na-return niya yung mammal type, ito, may echo niya pa rin yung carnivore. To show you the example, pumunta tayo dito sa access modifier example and then sa public, na-echo niya pa rin si carnivore. Next, ganun yung public. Accessible siya sa objects, accessible din siya dito sa child class. Next, protected. Now, kaya ako nag-declare ng another file para mapakita to. So what we did is the same. We require mammal.php and require lion.php, which is this one, and then this one, the mammal. But this time, what we did to mammal type is we set is to protected variable. So anong pinagkaiba nito? Ang pinagkaiba ng protected variable is it can only be accessed sa child class and not by the object. So what we did is ito lang ang makaka-access sa kanya, si lion. Kasi siya yung child class. Hindi na siya ma-access dito. Kapag ginawa natin yung example natin a while ago sa public na lion mammal type, mag-error na siya kasi naka-protected tong variable na to. Hindi na siya naka-public. So, dahil protected siya, child class na lang yung makakagamit sa kanya. So, what we did is this one. We, in class lion, extends mammal, and then we set the mammal type. Mammal type is equals to carnivore. Ito na yung nag-set. And then what we did And what we did is yung iset natin, tawagin na lang natin yung function na mammal type. What we did is kunin na lang si set tawagin na lang natin si set mammal type na naka-public naman dito sa child class na naglagay ng value dito dahil accessible sa kanya yung mammal type kasi protected and child siya. So, dito na nakapag-set and saka lang natin matatawag si ecolion get type dahil naka-public siya. Dito na natin siya matatawag sa index. So, to show the example, dito naman sa protected is ma-echo pa rin natin si carnivore. And hindi lang kasing free ng naka-public kanina na ito mismo, si index mismo ang nag-set ng value ni mammal type. This time, dahil protected siya, ang kaya lang mag-set ng value ng protected variable ay yung child class lang. Next. Example of using private. Now, what happened here is that kapag naka-private, same, we require mammal.php, we require line.php. Also, this line.php, wala na naman siyang laman. So, may explain natin bakit. And sa mammal, same pa din, but what we did is we created the private mammal type. Now, anong pinagkaiba nito kay private, protected, and public? Si private mammal type ay ma-access na lang ng mismong class niya. Hindi na siya ma-access ng child class, hindi na siya ma-access ng index kung saan man siya tinawag as object. Ang makaka-access lang dito sa mammal type ay ang kanyang sariling function dito sa class na to. So, ito na lang yung kaya. So, set mammal type, meron tayong set mammal type dito. Kaya lang nating tawagin si set mammal type na nandito sa class na to. Kung mapapansin nyo kanina sa protected, itong set mammal type ay nandito. So, hindi na to pwede. Mag-error na yon. So, dahil naka-private na siya, nandito na yung set mammal type. So, matatawag pa rin naman siya ni index kasi naka-public tong function na to. But rather, ang makakatawag lang sa mammal type is itong function na to na nandito mismo sa class. Kaya siya nakapag-set. So, hindi na siya pwede dito kasi naka-private na tong function na ginamit. So, dito na lang siya. Kaya this na lang yung pwede sa kanya laging magamit kapag naka-private siya. So, notice that. And then, to show you the example is this one. Yan. So, na-echo pa rin naman niya but in a different process. So, yun yung pinagkaiba. So, to review, si public ay pwedeng ma-access ng object kapag naka-public siya. Pwede siyang ma-access ng hanggang dito sa object, hanggang ilang layer ng tawag sa class and then sa object. Kapag protected is kaya lang siyang ma-access ni child class. Hindi na siya pwedeng ma-access ni object. Kapag private, ang kaya na lang mag-access sa private variable ay yung mismong class niya. Next. Inheritance. Ito yung kanina ko pa sinasabi. Ano ba tong inheritance? Inheritance is the concept of getting all the properties from the parent class onto the child class and from the child class as declared sa object. So, makukuha ni object lahat ng properties needed na gusto lang ipakita ng class na yon. So, pag sinabi niyang private, kaya natin inunang pag-usapan yung modifiers para malaman natin kung ano lang yung pwede nating ma-inherit, kung private, protected, or naka-public. To show you an example of inheritance is the same as example as before. So, kinuha si mammal, naging in-inherit ni lion dahil in-extends niya si mammal class. So, dahil nag-declare tayo ng lion object sa new lion, and what we did is this one. So, nakuha ni object lion si mammal type which is nandito pa sa na-inherit pa from main parent class na in-extends kay lion na napunta kay na lion object. So, that's inheritance. That's the whole concept of inheritance. Yung kanina pa natin na pag-uusapan na kayang tawagin ng object yung function or variable na nasa properties ng parent class. Next is overloading. To show you an example about overloading and to explain that overloading is the concept of calling function with the same name but having a different processes based on the parameter given. So, ginagawa tong overloading is, the concept kasi is, halimbawa, merong dalawang magkaibang class, but meron siyang same function. Ang concept kasi na dapat meron silang same name, ang magbabago lang is yung process nila. For example, this one sa index PHP and foo.php, we required foo, and we have two objects which has the same class. So meron tayong circle object and we have the rectangle object. So same siya ng shape, but they both have computation for area. Ang pinagkaiba lang dito is iba yung process ng computation ng area ni circle, of course, sa computation ng area ni rectangle. So the concept of overloading is calling same function name, which is yung area, but having different processes based on the number of parameters. Which is sa circle, we only have one parameter kasi kailangan lang naman ng radius sa computation ng area ng circle, and sa area naman ng rectangle is kailangan ng 2, yung width and height. So what we did dito sa class shape natin is we call a magic function, which is yung call. Magic function yung mga tawag sa mga predefined functions, which starts from dalawang underscore, 2 underscores, and then yung function name nila, which is yung call. We will be using call na function, na magic function. So what call is doing is accepting 2 arguments, which is yung name and then yung args. Yung name is tinatawag tong call kapag merong tinatawag na function dito na hindi existing sa shape. Let's say, for example, sa area, wala namang function area sa loob ng class na to. But, dahil tinawag siya ng area as function, ito yung call ang tatawagin. Now, dito siya magkakatalo sa name ng function na tinawag and then yung arguments na tinawag. Dito na tayo gagawa ng if-else, ng condition, na if name is equals to area, meaning yung tinawag na function name, area, is equals to area, name is equals to area, yung tinawag na function, isi-switch natin yung argument count para malaman natin kung anong process ang i-run natin. Now, kapag yung count ng argument ay 0, by default 0, mag-return tayo ng 0. Or, 4, na wala siya sa mga cases, by default, ang i-return niya is 0. But, kapag yung number of argument niya ay 1, we will return this process, na return 3.1416, the formula for computing the area of the circle, 3.1416 times arg for r squared. Yun yung i-return natin. But, if the case is, it has 2 arguments, ito yung i-return natin. arg0, we will multiply it with arguments number 1, which is the next argument. Ito yung argument 0, which is yung naka-array. Si arg kasi yung naka-array sa mga tinatawag sa magic function. So, by using the call, magic function call, we have the process of overloading. Pwede din kasi sa iba, bakit natin ginamit yung magic function na call? Sa PHP kasi, hindi na tinatanggap yung mag-declare tayo ng dalawang function na pareho yung pangalan kasi nag-error siya. But, I believe sa other programming languages is it's still accepted as long as it has different numbers of parameters. But for PHP, it's different. We will be using the magic function call. By doing so, nagawa na natin yung overloading. Now we have same name for the function but different processes based dito sa parameter. So ano ba yung use ng overloading? Maganda kasi sa overloading is kagaya nito, sa circle and rectangle, we have the same computation, we have the same process of computation based on the area. We have the same name. They have both processes of finding the area. It's just different process and different equation. But meron sila parehong area. Magkaiba nga lang ng pagko-compute. Pareho silang merong area, ng shape, pero dahil magkaiba yung shape nila, magkaiba sila ng process. So, mas maganda kasi na area pa rin yung gamitin para hindi nakakalito yung naming. Like pwede nating sabihin pag gumawa tayo ng circle area or rectangle area na function, mas nakakalito siya. It's making one function but with different process at a time. So, mas convenient siya basahin. Mas alam natin na ay ito shape to and there are just different shapes. And just looking at the area, malalaman natin na ay rectangle to and then this one is circle. So that's one of the advantages of using overloading sa object-oriented. Next, overriding. So to show you an example of overriding, it's this one. So what we did is we extends here. This is the class parent for now. The class foo extends by the class bar, by public function myFoo, and then we declared two objects, different objects, and we echo. As you will notice, they have the same function name. That's overriding, meaning this function is different from this function. The parent class has a function myFoo, but that function myFoo is different by the function myFoo on this child class. So meron siyang, kapag nilagay natin siya, kahit i-extend siya, kahit i-extend ni bar si foo, na meron ding myFoo, and magkakaroon din siya ng sarili niyang function dito sa loob niya. So what we did is foo na function, na object is equals to new foo dito, and bar is equals to new bar, which is yung ito na extended si foo, and still we can echo the bar myFoo and the echo foo myFoo this to this one, and makikita pa rin natin na magkaiba niyan. So to show you the example of overriding, so ang ginawa niya lang ay in-echo niya yung cooks muna, cooks sa myFoo ng bar, ito, niran niya muna to, and then niran niya yung myFoo dito na foo bar. So both have distinct call, and mas madali nating na ma-determine kung kaninong myFoo na function yung nag-run. But paano dito? Ang question is paano dito sa child class? Paano kung i-call ko si myFoo dito? 'Di ba? So paano 'yon? Ang gagawin natin is doon natin gagamitin yung this. So this myFoo, meaning ang tinutukoy natin ay ito. So, thank you for watching the second part of this video. Do you have any questions? Just email me, or any corrections you want to clarify, just email me on email at arnoldsubastil.com, and you can visit my website at arnoldsubastil.com. I will be placing my Facebook page, my Instagram, and LinkedIn on the description down below. Credits: this presentation template was created by SlidesGo, including icons by Flaticon and infographics and images by FreePic. Thank you for watching. Bye!